everybody, and welcome back to another OnlyFans episode. You are here with your host, Captain, and myself. Always here to bring you the very best of the sports every week. And we like to dive into football the most. So, yes,
Yes.
before we start everything, I'd like to apologize on my part. If you guys didn't get an episode last week, I got extremely ill and could not do the episode. And I wasn't going to let Captain's parents think he's crazy by doing an episode by himself in the room. So. And today we are here with another exciting video. I have two things planned actually. Captain, would you like to run us down through that?
Yes. So the season just ended on Sunday. It is Tuesday, the 21st of May. Yes. So we wanna, just grade every single Premier League this season from a grade of A plus to F, with F being the lowest, of course. Yes. And we also wanna uh mention who we think their best player is. So let's get into it.
Okay, I don't actually have the table pulled up, but obviously we know that Sheffield were at the bottom.
Yes.
So, what do you think about Sheffield? Considering that
Sheffield,
they finished second in the championship last season and now they were rock bottom in the
so
season.
Sheffield United, they were once again very disappointing. Like I cannot lie. Once again very disappointing. Like considering, I'm not sure. I don't think they finished second last year, but I think they finished. No, no, they did finish second last year. Now,
Yes.
considering the fact that they finished second last in the championship, so you would have thought that they would they would like improve, right? But here they are again, rock bottom of the Premier League. I am not sure how many wins they have. Let me check real quick.
I'll tell you actually, they had
Okay.
3 wins, 7 draws, and 28 losses.
Yes, so that was a very poor season. Very, very
Conceding 104 goals.
man. Yeah. So this was a very poor season from them. And I think that I mentioned it a few things ago, like a few weeks ago. But so I think it's time that we start banning teams from coming up, because whenever they come up, man, so that they go and do this, right? Yeah, but I think Sheffield United had a very poor season this year, or this season. So I'm gonna give them a grade of
Yeah,
F.
same.
F.
It's just the thing is when I watched them, there were like very few instances where I saw them play well. Like very very few. I could
Mm,
count it on my one hand.
mm,
It wasn't like they played well and they got unlucky.
mm,
They were poor this season. Even when Chris Wilder came back, I think they got like a win under him, and then it still turned out sour. It went south again.
mm.
So there's nothing that you can say much about them apart from their.
Yeah, yeah. Mm,
I'll also give them an F.
mm.
Uh, moving on to Burnley, considering they won the championship last season, they finished second.
Yeah. And so right? So when I heard that Vincent Company had them playing, a different style of football, that they were gonna come into the Premier League, come and play that style of like football regardless of their competitors. I was like looking forward to seeing what is this style of football that they want to come and bring, right? But I think we should have known that it would have ended up like this, considering the fact that they played Man City last season in the FA Cup and got spanked. Like, so I think that game last season should have really shown us, you know, what was going to come, because they came to the Premier League, so they went the same Burnley, so like they weren't, parking the bus, 4-4-2. So they have lots of of like good styles of play, right? But they couldn't get the win. And I think it has to go down to the fact that the quality of players that they still had, I was shocked to see that they still had Jay Rodriguez there, being the main striker. I think that when Dacho Fofana came on loan from Chelsea, that like things got better, right? But you have to say that it had to go down to the quality of their team. That this is a championship team, right? Though they play better football than like most of the league, this is a championship team. So for that, I'm also gonna give them an F.
I would say, I did see some parts of them where they had good individual performances, and I'm actually going to give them a D rank because, compared to the seasons that they've had as a Burnley team, now I've seen enough of Burnley because I've seen enough of Sean Dyche play. And when he comes, he puts like the perfect 4-4-2. But Vincent Kompany came in, he changed the football. He made it much more attacking, considering that it's not the Burnley way of football that we know. I'd say, they did better than I would have hoped for them, but still not enough to keep them in the league. So I'd give them a D rank. Moving on to Luton. Now, with Luton, I feel they were just unlucky. I enjoyed watching Luton. I think for the season where they finished does not reflect of how they played the season. What are your thoughts on that?
I think I have to agree with you, considering the fact that I think they had like a 16-game streak of, of like a scoring, so we can kind of see that there was a team, right? There was a team that was backing their manager, So there was a team that knew the type of style of they like knew the type of football they wanted to play, right? And so like they had players that what's the word? So like they had players that they like could go and like produce or like not produce or like rather go and play that way, right? But I think that uh compared to Burnley, right? I think it's the same thing of these players are not
They're not Premier League
Premier
ready.
League standards, right? So you have Ross Barkley, right? I think that he is the most Premier League proven player there, but he's like 35 or like 34. I'm like not really sure, right? So like you can't be relying on an old guy like him, right? Yeah.
So I'll actually give them, considering where they finished, I feel they were unlucky, but I'm still gonna give them a B rank. I feel, what, in terms of football quality,
Okay,
it's not the football quality. I expected, considering Luton have like the smallest stadium, they have like, they just got lucky. Basically, people say they got lucky winning the playoffs last season, and they were everything about them was to say, they were supposed to be a rock bottom with like 5 points. They actually finished. They were in a position where they could challenge Forest for, they could stay in the league, and then I never expected that from them. So that's why I'm giving them a B rank, not an A rank, because an A rank would mean they would stay in the league, which they didn't.
Yeah.
And we'll give it for harsh. So.
I think I have to agree with you there, but I'll probably give them a D. You also know, considering the fact that every team that comes up goal is to remain inside the Premier League, and that's not what they accomplished. So they kind of failed there. So I have to be, I have to be the bad cop, and I give them a D. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ross Barkley is 30 years.
What? Oh, 30. Okay. Then like it's not longer than I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, much longer than I thought it was. Okay. Yes.
Moving on.
Moving. Okay.
Forest.
Yes.
What do you have to say about them?
Nottingham Forest.
I feel there were like glimpses of good plays, but not enough. Definitely better than Burnley and Sheffield, but not to the point where I say they played as well as
Hmm.
Luton.
To be honest, I think that considering the fact the amount of money they spent, the type of players they have bought in,
Yeah,
they
you do
bought
have to
in
consider that as well.
Cullen
Yes.
Hudson-Odoi, Elanga, uh, Lakawoni, Gino Valirena, Morgan Gibbs White. So
No, but like Gibbs White and stuff, they were there. They've been like the furniture of the club. But like, I understand what you're trying to say.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Considering the type,
a hefty amount for Chris Wood from Newcastle.
yeah, you see. So consider the type of players that they have, right? They should not be anywhere close the bottom half of the table, which they are. And I think they sacked their manager and brought in Nuno, right? But I still have to say that it's been a very poor season from them. Uh, yeah. So I have to say it's been a very poor season from them as a team. You know. Yeah. Think I'm gonna give them a D as well. Yeah.
I'm
Considering.
actually, I'm gonna be lower than you. I'm actually gonna give them an F because I feel,
Okay.
you know, exactly when you say the amount of money they spent, they shouldn't be in that position, but they were. So
Mm,
it's the only reason why I'm giving them an F.
mm. Okay. Then moving on to Brentford. Brentford.
I can tell you straight
Uh,
from where they were last season, this is an F season. I'm giving
yes.
it right here, right now.
F
I,
that's
I
rather.
just didn't see them play well. That's the thing.
So I am I think a lot of clubs had this type of season where lots of their players were injured, right? But I think it really affected Brentford, and considering the fact that they had their main striker out for it was
A
like
long time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So considering the fact they had the main striker out for a long time, I wouldn't say they were in the relegation battle, but I, I think I think I'm gonna give them a D here. Considering the fact that they had lots of injuries, so I have to give them that type of pass there. So I getting have to give the type of pass there.
The reason why I'm giving them an F is because, as you said, they had the main striker out, but I don't
Mm,
think one player like should dictate which half of the table, considerably which half of the table you should, you know, 10
mm,
places. Like, I know you say it is a lot of players to be fair, but like one player like Tony was because Tony wasn't there, they hardly got any goals, and it was coming from if we did get goals, literally coming from one player, and it was Visa.
yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm giving them an F. Moving on to the club I hate the most. Honestly, I don't. We can go just a side note of here. I don't even hate United. I just hate United fans. But Everton, I despise everything about him.
Bruh, that's
It's that
crazy.
club.
Man, that's crazy.
Everything from the
Man, that's
stadium to their
crazy.
name.
Man, that's crazy. Man, that's crazy. Wow. But let's look at the season. They finished on 40 points. They finished
To another season
comfortably
where I thought they were
above.
going down, they pulled themselves out.
Yes, I think was that Chelsea game where they lost like 6-0, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after that, yeah, I think they went on a very good run of form. But yet again, this is if this I am not gonna say that this is this like some some disastrous season, you know. But you have to also look at the type of players they have. The same. with Nottingham Forest. So they have England's #1 keeper. So they have a midfield of the Corey like guy and like a Nana, right?
They have Tarkovsky, and they have Tarkovsky in centre back, who is, in my opinion, a good centre back.
Yeah. So they have so like they have a lot of good players, you know. So they should be challenging for I mean, or like rather they
At least
so really should.
Conference League.
Yeah, okay. I like okay. So looking at the rest of the teams this season, I really think that they would make it to the conference league. And I think they should be finishing.
A top half.
Yeah, top half. Right. So I'd have to say this is again a disappointing season again. So like you might say that they're setting themselves in relegation places. This is this. I'm so I mean that there I think it was a 4-point deduction. What? So so you can like say they have lots of things against them, but yeah, I think I'm gonna give them a D this season. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a D.
I'm gonna give them a D as well. I would have, if I would give them like a G or an H.
Mm.
Something that the list. It's just as long as it's low. But
Wow.
unbiased aside, I would have given them an F, but they run a form in the second half of the season. Towards the second half of the second half of the season,
The second half,
they
the
did
second half.
pretty well, and they pulled themselves clear of relegation, even with that deduction, the point deduction. So I'll give them a D as well.
Okay. And our next team, Wolves.
You know what? I didn't really pay attention to them. Wolves are like so off the radar this season.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really do anything except for beating Manchester United 2-1. Yeah. So like I think that's probably I think that's probably the bigger results. Yeah.
They won like the bare minimum games, and that was about it.
Yeah. I'd say D.
Nothing much to say about them. I'm just gonna give them. I'm gonna give them a D as well. It was like they did nothing great, but they didn't do horrible.
Wow, yeah. Then I think the same for Fulham, or
I
like a rather.
argue with, apart from if Fulham didn't have I watched Fulham and they actually excited me this season with some of the games. If they didn't, I feel, no offense, but Leno's a liability to them. So no offense if you still like Leno, but I feel if they had a different keeper, you would have, they would have done better. And if they had more experienced centre backs, because Bessie, I've seen he made a lot of mistakes from what I've been watching.
Okay.
I think they had a structure in the back, considering how well Willian and Dekudova really played up front this season. I feel just a little bit more structure and they would have finished in the top half. So it was exciting but disappointing. So I'd argue just from where they finished, I'd give them a D, but from the performance they put, I'd give them a C.
I think that they're the same with Wolves, or rather they are a slightly better version of Wolves in the fact that they didn't really do much except for take points of Man City, right? And Arsenal, so let's not forget Arsenal. So I think they beat Arsenal at home and then they drew at Arsenal's ground. So
at Anfield.
Yeah. So they had a pivotal point to play in the title, but outside of that, so to kind of beat the teams that are around them, they didn't really achieve that much. So I'll give them a D. I'll give them a D as well. Okay, next is Bournemouth, right? And people might say that they only finished 2 points ahead of Wolves and 1 point ahead of Fulham. But I think that Bournemouth really performed well this season.
Plus, when it comes to Bournemouth, you also look at it in terms of where they finished and the performances they had. They didn't play crazy good, but
yeah,
individual performances made them stand out.
yeah,
Most
yeah,
notably,
Dominic Solanke, yeah. And so like the Bournemouth at the beginning of the season, they had a lot of stick from the English press, for like the fact that they fired Gary O'Neill, who is now with Wolves, like to hire their new manager, right? But I think that they really that like rather he really showed them why he was hired instead of Gary O'Neill, right? And I like think they had a good season, not like a crazy like so crazy season. But I think they had a very good season. So I am
decent
gonna
is not enough. Yeah.
yeah. So I am gonna give them a C, yeah, a C, yeah,
It's tough. I want to give them a B rank because of individual performances, but at the end of the day, you look at where they
it is,
finished and
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So again, yeah, I'd
yeah,
give them a C. I'd give them a C based solely on the fact that uh, even though they in certain games when they did lose, they did play well. In some
yeah.
all.
Or like I think I'll give them a C minus. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I forgot that we can use plus and minus.
yeah, C minus. Okay, moving on to I'd say one of the bigger disappointments
With
this
Brentford, in my
season
opinion,
in so rather like my opinion in Brighton. Brighton start of the season, and I think they're in the top
we expected
six.
Brighton to carry over that energy from last season. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah. But and I think like kind of just did not work out for them this season. So you can say that they had Jao Pedro out. They had lots of
Mitoma
and
was
like
out.
yeah. So like they had a lot of injuries, right? But I would say that the way that they played, even with those like that didn't hit the same. I would have said the last season, like teams were kind of scared to go and like play Brighton
It was so
because
unpredictable.
yeah, yeah,
And
but
now
like,
this feel like did you know like that Chelsea played Brighton 4 times this season and they beat them on all 4 occasions.
there's
Chelsea,
no crazy than this. Yeah.
so not to say Deserve is a bad manager. He's definitely not. He's a really good manager. It's just that I think he's still fresh
Mhm.
because now with an injury crisis hits, he didn't do. I mean, think about it. Brighton is a well-managed club, but they're not the richest. They're not like Man City that
Yeah, yeah,
reserves players even
yeah,
when injury strikes. But
yeah,
it wasn't it just wasn't it for Brighton. We
yeah,
also
yeah.
expect even with the injuries to finish like at least 8th, ninth.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah,
And
so I think I'm gonna give them a C minus as well.
I'd
Yeah,
give them
so I
the
think
same.
that's gonna a C minus. Okay, moving on to one of my favorite teams to watch, or like rather my favorite team to
Favorite
watch
team,
from the second half of the season, Crystal Palace.
bro.
Oh,
Honestly, when Eze and Olise came back, that
bruh,
was they
they
started.
completely so they like completely transformed the team and everything. And let's say they've had a bit of a resurgence towards the end of the season, with so with the new manager. But like it wasn't all sunshine and roses. I think when he came in, he had he had one loss in his first game. And I think they struggled for a while. And I think I don't think it was the Liverpool game, but I think it was a game close to that when they really started to pick up, right? So then then they just like that performed very well. They beat Liverpool 1-0. They beat Man United 4-0. Like that's crazy.
And in the last game of the season, they put 5 past Villa without reply.
Bruh, five man, yeah. So I really think that they did while considering well that they were at the start of the season, to kind of finish 10th. So personally I think I'm gonna give them a B minus. Yeah, I think I'm
So
gonna give them
the
a
exact
B
same thing.
minus.
Thing is, you if you take out the first half of the season, you're giving them an A plus,
Yeah, yeah.
considering it's Crystal Palace. But now you have to consider the whole season. So B minus a C plus, either one is fair.
Okay, okay. I think I'll give them a C plus. Yeah. Okay, C plus. Okay, moving on to
Yeah.
another bit of a disappointment
Yeah.
in West Ham United.
You can
West Ham
see that they
United,
missed Declan Rice. You can see it clear.
yes, yeah. Like West Ham United finished ninth, almost 10 points off the European places, right?
They have
I
new
think with
setup
David
performances,
Moyes,
most notably Mohamed Kudus. But other than that, team as a functionality,
yeah,
considering they had a decent start at the beginning of the season with
yeah,
Ward-Prowse and what with Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Bowen, everyone performing well, and then they just started, falling.
yeah. Let's not talk about. I think in Europe they went. I mean, so they're in the Europa League. They lost to Bayern. I mean, so like lost to Bayern, never losing. Yeah, Bayern never losing.
I
Yeah, so
mean, we
I
saw
have.
that anyways. We knew that was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to say, once again, same with Ev- Everton, considering the fact that they have a lot of these good players. They have Lucas Paquetá, they have Mohamed Kudus, they have James Ward-Prowse, they have
Not Julian, what's the other one? Edson Alvarez.
yeah, and so and I have to look at their backline. So they have a really good team, but they just can't seem to push like above the weights. I mean, push above their weight, the same that they did last season, right? But look, who can forget, Jared Bowen as well. He was part of that team this year and last season. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna give them a C minus considering the fact that they didn't finish bottom half. But I think I'll give them a C minus for this season.
Considering that where they finished last season and they won the Conference League,
Yeah,
so like losing basically only one player in Rice. Yes, it's the captain, but it's a young player. It's not like you lost a player with a lot of experience. You lost a young player. Where's the other players that have experience in the
yeah,
club?
like
They're supposed to.
Solchek. Yeah.
I'm giving them a D.
The D. Okay, wow, okay, good. Okay, moving on to our favorite team to talk about, Manchester United.
From
What a
FC. Oh,
season! But I think this is the lowest that they finished since David Moyes took over.
and the thing is, people were mocking Solskjaer. People were mocking uh,
Mourinho.
Mourinho. What Mourinho said, finishing second was his best achievement. People were taking that lightly
Bruh.
because now they realize how difficult of a job it is to manage
Yeah,
United.
your
I consider
man.
Ten Hag went and bought Varane, Champions League Varane, as people say, who I
No,
think is washed. I don't think he
yeah,
was. I
now
think Ramos
he's
made him look good, and I hate Ramos. I really hate Ramos. But Ramos was the better defender. The thing is, Ramos did so much at work that Varane didn't do much. People will go and say, "I don't know, he has zero ball knowledge. He doesn't know what he's talking about." But you put Varane in an environment when you in Manchester United environment, and what he hasn't done much. Their best defender this season was between Johnny Evans and Maguire.
yeah. So I have I have to say, another very disappointing season from Man United. I
Yeah.
think at the start of the season, Ten Hag's, public, what's the word? Public, what's the word? Public discipline of Jadon Sancho, right? So he wasn't playing much, no Rashford. not performing well.
It
No,
managed
Martial,
as well, like how
not.
also with Rashford going to the club and he didn't do anything for it, but he punished Sancho. You can see it's
Yeah,
considering they were third last season, and now they're eighth.
yeah. So, yeah, and like, and like, and so like, and literally make a whole video, just talking about Man United's problems, right? But I like think that like a disappointing season in like the Premier League, like a disappointing campaign in the Champions League. They're in the FA Cup final. I don't think they win. Yeah, but I have to say, this has been another disappointing season from the Red Devils. So I am gonna give them a D. A
I'm
D
giving them
minus.
F. Considering how much of
Wow.
money they spent, how much of hype they put into the players,
Yeah.
and like the way the manager handled a lot of the situations. Like when they played poor, he says, "Oh no, we were the better team." In my opinion, my honest opinion, they were like three players that only played well: Garnacho, Hoylund, and Bruno.
Well,
That's it.
then I think Diallo. Yeah,
Diallo and Mayu, for me, they played two less games for me to say they played really well.
yeah.
They just came in fresh, but for the time that they did play, they played extremely well. So that's why I'm saying like for only four players, four like 3 to 5 players to play well, and the rest of the team is just stagnant. That's why I'm giving them an F. I feel you're supposed to. I mean, Anthony, do we need to say much about it? You know what? No, let me stop there. We'll do a whole video just on them because not a lot of people that want to watch it, especially my cousin. You wants to see.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I'll just stop
yeah.
there and give them a rating.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next team in Newcastle United. This was a very like interesting season from them. So I think they played in the Champions League this season again.
They did.
Yeah, I think that I think that was a really like a good moment
Yeah,
for
and
them.
as well, not to like mention, not just to mention. They
Yeah,
had a most difficult group, and they did well in the Champions League, but I feel they were underwhelming in the Premier League.
yeah.
Considering
Oh, but
even last
I
season,
think you can.
the money spent, only that. But as a Newcastle team, like just the name Newcastle, to finish where they did well. But with the
Yeah.
money they spent, I mean, you definitely did better than United. So
Okay, I think it's I think the same situation as Brentford and Brighton where they had a lot of players out. So so they had to overuse certain players. No, Gordon, they had to overuse him. They had to overuse their backline. They had to overuse Nick. I mean, like Nick Pope until he was like injured, right? So I like think considering that fact and where they finished right now, uh, I think I'm gonna give them a C plus B minus for
I'll,
this for
I'll
like this
just
for
give
like
them
this.
a 50.
I mean, I mean, if compared to last season, this is a fall off, right? But this is not. But like I said, the last season wasn't supposed to happen as quickly as it did, right? So I think that if you switched this season and last season around, there would be that I like a deal progression, right? So where they
Yeah.
have made the Conference League, so I like think thumbs up to them. Yeah, so I like have to go with like a beam, like a C plus. Yeah, C plus.
For me, I'd give them just a flat C. I feel like they were okay. They played some good games, some bad game. There was nothing too good, nothing too bad. For a Newcastle team that spent a lot of money, but also progressing. So I just, in the middle.
Mm, mm, mm. Then moving on to another one of our favorite teams to talk about in Chelsea. Chelsea at the start of the season were like, let's get it right. They were crap. They were
Yeah.
awful.
No, not the beginning of the season, but up till very recently.
Yeah, yeah. So up to very recently, they were very like abysmal. Like the only shining light of hope was the like emergence of Cole Palmer, which I did not see coming at all. So you know, so you know, like no, very rarely do Man City let players go to direct rivals, right? They only let them go, right? So when they are sure that like they have better options, you know, which was Foden for Man City, right? So which he one play of the season. So you can kind of say that Man City were justified to let Cole Palmer go, but the way that he's been performing at Chelsea, you know, to lead them to becoming known as a Cole Palmer team, you are like thinking like only his first season there. So you have to say it's really like impressive from him. But I think for the rest of this team, there are still lots of holes. You know, I think there's still lots to be figured out. Uh, uh, like considering the fact, like considering the fact that they were 12th last season and now they're 6th. So you can kind, so I mean, like, sorry, like, kind to say, you so know, like from the naked eye, or like rather, like if you gave somebody like you showed them when they finished this season and last season, then like you asked them to grade, right? So they would probably give them like a B or a, right? Considering that so they are now in like in Europe. So and I think
Considering,
that
like, also they were like just a few weeks ago they were 13th, and then they just pulled themselves up to.
yeah.
Then
So I
again,
like
you have to go down to the most important fact, and that's the amount of money spent.
one again, you know, this is $1 billion project that's not gone well. Con with Conte, you know, with Tuchel, with Potter, now with Mauricio Pochettino. So like I'll say that they have improved, and I think that if like they can, I mean like if they continue to sort out their problems for next season, I think they will really be a force to be reckoned with. But as of this season, I am gonna give them a C plus.
I'm gonna give them a D plus because
Wow, D, okay. Okay.
remember they did the amount of money they spent is
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
He went and bought superstars from everywhere. So, but
Hmm.
just for the plus that I'm giving is because of Cole Palmer's performance.
Yeah, yeah.
He is a pen merchant, but
Hmm.
he's still
Hmm.
a good player. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
you
Okay.
can be a pen merchant and still be a really good player, which he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Oh, then moving on to my least favorite team, Tottenham Hotspur. So
You know,
which were
the one take I have before we finish everything, I think Tottenham threw it away just to get it out of the way.
so do you really think that they let Man City beat them just so Arsenal could not win the league?
As a Liverpool supporter, someone that doesn't support your club or supports anything related to your club, yes, I think Spurs had every reason to fight for that game and win, and they didn't. They looked lax. They were tired. Not tired. They were chilling.
Mm.
They didn't want to win because they know. I mean, if they fought for it, Champions League spot. You can see it by Ange Postecoglou. That guy was insanely upset with them. He said
Yeah,
it himself, the club is rotten from the inside out, and we know why.
yeah, yeah. So I have to say like another season where they have now qualified for the Champions League. Though they have Europe this season, so you have to say they have improved, and finishing fifth in like, your first season. Like I think is a good sign for Ange. But
Six.
if you look at the but if you look
Yeah.
and it was beneath the surface, So I think they still have this problem of just being what's the word?
Petty.
Not petty, but just being too stubborn to the fact that they are not flexible enough. Yeah, but I think that they would probably try to fix that in the off season. So I'm probably gonna give them a B minus, like a B minus, or like I think I'll give them a B for this season.
Considering they won the league in October, I'm giving them a C. C minus.
Okay. Moving on to the top four, starting with Aston Villa.
This was unexpected. We all did not expect this.
Yes, so we all not expect this. And I think that when Unai Emery came in, I wasn't expecting them to challenge for top four so suddenly. And I was thinking that they would do next season. But like, I have to say that like it's great. Sorry. But like, I have to say that like it's great that now we're having teams. So like break into the top four, break into the top six. Villa this season, Newcastle last season, Man United last season, Tottenham this season. Yeah, so you have all these clubs that you're not expecting, break into the top six, four of the Premier League. So you have to say, kudos to Villa. I think that they really, really, really perform well above their weight. Like considering the fact where that they were when Unai Emery, first got hired. I think the only rating can give them for this season is an A+.
Same. A plus plus for me because you know what? Look at the players. They played crazy. Even when Diaby wasn't playing well, they had thing playing off the Bailey playing well. When Bailey wasn't playing well, Diaby was playing well. Jacob Ramsey made a really good couple headlines this season. Ollie Watkins, I mean, there's not much to say about him. In there for goals and assists, and he won the top assist being a striker.
Yeah. So
Every part of the team was good. It was just a few games that obviously they're not to challenge for the title, but there was just a few games that they lapsed in concentration, like the final game against Palace.
yeah,
Oh, but then other than that, everything was almost perfect. The thing you want to see from a club like that. So
yeah,
it was they were enjoyable to watch.
Okay, moving on to your club in Liverpool FC. I think I'll let you start first.
Yeah, actually, I would like to say that considering from last season to this season, we lost our captain, our vice captain, our whole midfield, and arguably the striker. Well, the striker we've had the longest, the player we've had the longest in Firmino. To break into the season where we challenged for the title up until the last part of the season, I'd say we did extremely well. I think fatigue got in because every game we had to go, we had to make a comeback
Mm.
from conceding. Almost every game you see us conceding first and had to make a comeback. Eventually, that gets to you mentally. You get tired. So I think we didn't win the league. We did win the Carabao Cup. Klopp's kids beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
I give my team an A plus. I don't know what would you say about it.
To be honest, I'll give them A minus. Considering the fact that they were 5 points ahead, and like I would say that they had a easy run in the Europa League, but they had like I said, like they had a very doable run there. Then I think the FA Cup as well. And I would say, like, I mean, they can't really say that. Oh, that so they were poor, but like, I can't really say that they were amazing at the same time. So I'll probably give them an A minus. Yeah, I'll probably give them a minus.
A plus plus for me.
Okay.
I expected us to be fourth and challenging for Champions League, so that's my.
Yeah.
And yeah, so moving on to your club as well. Same.
Yeah.
I have the same thing.
Arsenal,
And
Arsenal,
I don't.
Arsenal,
I don't
Arsenal.
expect. I'd expect Arsenal to be in this position, but I don't think I would see Arsenal take it to the final days. So in my opinion, considering you guys did not have a striker, your goals came from everywhere else. You had one of the best defenses in the league, and you had players that showed they deserve to play in a Premier League club. Considering Arsenal 2 seasons ago, well, not even in Champions League, and now you guys are challenging for the title. So I have to give you guys an A plus as well.
So personally, I think that I like Man City won the league on 89 points last season, and we equaled that this season, but we still couldn't win the league. So I have to say, I wouldn't say it was a disappointing season, but it ended on a real, you know, sour note, right? That you're now thinking that, oh, these are like the best, 3-5 years that we can get off these players, and I want to say that the best we can do is to win the car, to win the like Community Shield. So I think that this should have been the crowning achievement, right? This should have been the crowning moment for us, because of the fact we lost last season, and like so we lost again this is in the final day. But it was never really in our hands as as soon as we lost against Villa, so we basically gave the title to Man City, and like and like the and it kind of it like kind of hurts, looking
That
back.
with that sense, I'm also happy so that now another team other than us understands what like, go against City season after season just to come on second.
Yeah, I think that I like okay, but think about this season. So we really played well. So it's really had fun. I like think the rating I am gonna give now. It's probably like I have probably been influenced by the fact that the way we lost the title I wouldn't say we lost the title, but the way that we didn't win the title on the final day, where I'll probably give my team a minus, because of the fact that they didn't win the Premier League. But I like guess we have to wait until next season for that to hopefully happen. Right? Yeah. But let's move on to the Premier League winners yet again, 4 times in a row.
The first
Uh,
team in Premier League history to do so.
That's the first in Premier League to do so, making the Premier League their Farmers League. They have won the last 7 out of the last 8 Premier League titles. So you might as well call the Premier League the new Farmers League.
And we're the only ones to stop them.
Yeah, yeah. So and I think you have to give them an A plus. Yeah,
Actually, I'll give them a flat A because this season they played poor, but they still won the title. That's the reason why I'm giving them an A. Not an A plus because in the sense where Pep, you did see Pep started losing his marbles.
yeah.
I've never seen Pep this frustrated in a single season before. I just saw him sitting there like it looked like bro wanted to a cliff. But it comes down to individual performances like Phil Foden, who just almost single-handedly pulled them into drove the title race in the last 10 games.
Yeah.
And him and Gvardiol, you know, the league's winger for the end of the season.
The best win.
Where Salah, Saka, Martinelli, you know, Diaz,
Orfalov,
Richarlison, Anthony was never there, so you know, who else? Foden, not Foden. Grealish, Doku, everyone fell off. Gvardiol stepped up. So individual performances, I'd give them like an A++++. But team performances wise, I'd give them just a flat A. I expected them to be in the title race. I expected them to, half to win the title. You know, obviously I wanted my team to win the title.
Yeah.
I didn't expect my team to win the title, but you know, they towards the end I was like, we need to do it. But at the end of the day, you know, Man City is Man City. Guardiola is a manager. He's a really good manager. Yes, you know, he can't do it without the money, but at the end of the day, he still did it. So
yeah. So I guess that's our ratings for this season. You know, what a eventful season it was. I think we're gonna go over some of our favorite parts of the season in another video. But yeah, that's all from us on the OnlyFans. Yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe, you know, share, share with your friends. And so also don't forget to check us out on Spotify. Yeah, just search the rundown RSA and you find us there.
Oh yes, by the way, if people have not noticed, we have undergone a name change. So if you cannot find us on YouTube or on Spotify, it's because
because of name change. Yes. But that's all from us. Yeah. So
and before, if people are wondering what's happened to us giving players gradings, we will do that in another video. Yes, unfortunately, we don't have enough time for that right now, but stay tuned. You will see it soon. Yes, and goodbye.
Okay, peace.